Good day. Hoping that you are all fine out there amidst our current situation and thanks to the efforts of all those frontliners on preventing this pandemic not to escalate much further. Kaya huwag kakalimutan, stay at home. Pero sabi pa nga ng iba, education shouldn't be robbed from the students. Tama nga naman, kasi education may take place anywhere, in any manner, and in any time. Kaya ngayon, ang pag-uusapan natin ay tungkol sa lesson plan or lesson plan making. Huwag niyong kalimutan, pwede din itong tawaging instructional plan or learning plan. Diyan sa nakikita ninyo ngayon, may 5 lang na components. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Objectives, subject matter, procedure, assessment, at lastly, assignment. Yan ay provided ng DepEd, pero if titingin kayo sa mga books, kahit i-research nyo pa, ang daming mga iba't ibang format, pero ang mga major parts na kagaya na binigay ng DepEd, andun pa din. Pero ito naman ngayon, common format na makikita nyo din kung magre-research kayo ng mga prepared lesson plan sa internet. Hindi ko naman inaangkin ang format na yan, kasi I just only reshape it based on my experiences from my previous college instructors, on my readings, competition, and especially on my teaching career. It now includes 1 up to 6 parts. Objectives, subject matter, procedure, evaluation, assignment, and then lastly, closure. Kada parts na yan may kanya-kanyang component. Kagaya ng objectives, may cognitive, may psychomotor, may affective. Yung subject matter, may topic, references, materials. Yung procedure, may A saka B. Evaluation, meron din. Assignment, at lastly, closure. Sa lesson plan natin ngayon, it is considered to be a semi-detailed lesson plan. Before, yung lesson plan kasi, kung i-research niyo, meron pang conversation sa teacher at saka sa estudyante. Teacher, ano yung gustong sabihin ng teacher, nakalagay pa doon. Si student naman, kunwari lang ang pangalan ng student, si Ben. Meron ding automatic response. And that kind of lesson plan wouldn't really happen inside the classroom. Hindi talaga yun mismo yung words na nandun sa lesson plan yung sasabihin ni teacher. At hindi na talaga mismo yung words na nandun sa lesson plan na sinabi ni Ben, yun yung i-respond niya sa loob ng classroom. Kaya ngayon, sa semi-detailed lesson plan, ang napapaloob na lang dyan is a third person point of view. Yung instruction based kind of writing. Instruction, nakalagay lahat dyan. Pagkatapos ng instruction, meron ding tinatawag nating respond o di naman kaya mga rubrics, criteria, mga ganung bagay. At saka discussion din. Ngayon, iisa-isahin natin kada parts ng lesson plan na yan. Part 1. Objectives. Pasensya na sa ingay na yan kasi hindi natin maiwasan talaga yan. Mga external noise. Part 1, objectives. If you might ask, bakit ito yung nauna? Ganito kasi yan. Years ago, or we better refer to that as the traditional method years. Na yung teacher daw, topic yung inuunang pinipili bago mag-decide ng activity or any form of evaluation. Ang consequence naman nun ay ang mga lessons only focus on covering the content. Pero ngayon, according sa mga researchers, all educators must first determine the learning targets or outcomes before designing down their instructions. Kaya kung babalikan ninyo yung slide sa format, doon nakabase yon sa modern way of teaching na tinatawag natin na OBE or Outcomes-Based Education. Nag-start sa objectives or sa learning outcomes before nag-proceed sa topic, going down to the evaluation or assessment or at saka assignment. Kung napapansin nyo din, may 3 bullets dyan. Cognitive, psychomotor, at saka affective. Ang tawag sa 3 niyan are the domains of learning. Cognitive purely focus on the intellect of an individual. Psychomotor, skills. Affective, values. Or shaping the total personality of our students. Pag cognitive, it may answer the question, what do we want teachers or student learn at the end of the day's activity or at the end of the meeting? Psychomotor naman, it can answer the question, what do we want our students do after the end of the day? Hindi naman kaya sa affective, it may answer the question, what behavior or what change of behavior may happen to them at the end of the day. I may not advise anyone of its proper arrangement, pero mas maganda talaga kung nauna si cognitive, followed si psychomotor, last si affective. Bakit? Tingnan niyo Sa cognitive, yan yung siya dapat nilang ma-learn sa isang araw. So, we should need to provide them information first. Pag meron na kayong cognitive objectives, doon na papasok si psychomotor. So, what they can learn, cognitive, what they can do based on what they have learned, so sa psychomotor na yun. So, learn, do. What can they learn? What can they do after they learn something? Doon na nagre-revolve si affective domain. What behavioral changes might happen to them after doing such thing? Value of teamwork, cooperation, patience, respect, madami na. So, dapat talaga yung cognitive, followed ng psychomotor, lastly si affective. Ang nandyan dapat ay series of verbs. Sa ibang discussion, meron tayong tinatawag na Bloom's taxonomy of objectives. May kaibahan din yun sa HATS at saka sa LATS. LATS, ibig sabihin nun, lower order thinking skill. Mga verbs na nandun, usually recall, at the end of the lesson, at the end of the day, the students will be able to recall, define, determine, purely intellect-based. Kaya sabi ng iba, dapat instead na LATS, punta tayo dun sa HATS, higher order thinking skill. Ang mga verbs nandun, pwede nyo gamitin, analyze, the students will be able to criticize, pwede sabihin natin, define, wag nyo define, design pala, formulate, pwede din compose, debate, argue, critic, evaluate, apply, justify, ang daming verbs. Just try to research on the Google. Bloom's taxonomy list of verbs. Ang daming mga verbs doon. Kukuha lang kayo dapat ng mga verbs na nandun sa classification sa column ng creating, evaluating, applying, analyzing para higher order siya. It means meron talagang gagawin yung estudyante na just only sit down and listen to you as their teacher. Yan yung siyang sa objectives na part. Part 2 naman tayo. Subject matter. Ano ba yan nandyan sa subject matter? If you can see, there is a topic, a reference, at saka materials. Sa topic, malamang, yan yung pangalan ng i-discuss ninyo. Siyempre, doon na lang kayo mahirapan sa reference kasi recommended dapat dyan APA format. If you will try to research that one, madali lang yan mahanap. Ano bang nandun sa APA format? Sa APA format, yan yung siyang paglagay ng, anong tawag ba dyan? Or paano nyo gamitin, or hindi, mali. Let me try to change the statement. How you give credits to the owner of the information, to the owner of the content. So usually niyo nandyan, meron yung author's name or author name lang kung isa lang siya. Meron din yan publication year, title of the publisher, or date of the publication, page kung saan nyo kinuha. Yun. Pero if yung information na ginamit niyo sa discussion or sa lesson plan galing sa internet, may ibang format din yun siya. But pwede nyo siya i-research gamit yung Google. Madali lang yan siya, promise. Sa materials naman, dyan nyo ilista lahat ng mga materials na kailangan sa araw-araw na yon or sa araw na yon. Kasali na din yun yung mga materials na pinadalhin nyo the day before. Yung iba, meron pang nilalagay dyan na values, integration. Pero what will I about to say right now is only my personal opinion about that. Kasi I believe dapat wala na yung values, integration. Kasi nandun na yun sa affective domain. And especially values are not taught, they are being caught. These are the values or these are the behavioral changes that might happen to our students after doing something. So pwede wag na yun kasi meron ka ng affective domain. Yun na yun. By the way, kung may mga question kayo, if kayo ay estudyante ko, just PM me on my Facebook account o di naman kaya just leave a comment down there. Number 3, procedure. Sa makikita nyo dyan, sa letter A, nakalagay preparatory activities or also known as preliminary activities. Ilagay nyo lang dyan na naka-bullet type yung mga usual thing na ginagawa ninyo as a teacher. Or, if you wanted to become a teacher soon, ano bang gusto nyong gawin sa classroom ninyo? Diyan nyo ilagay lahat ng naka-bullet type. If ako, kapag gumagawa ko ng lesson plan, yung sa akin dyan, yung una kong nilalagay talaga sa bullet, classroom and mood setting. Yan siyang greetings. Classroom and mood setting. Kaya pagpasok mo sa teacher, dapat lively yung presence mo. Wag yung down masyado yung mood mo. Pangit yun. To start the day good, should need to be vibrant enough. Smiling enough to them. So, classroom and mood setting. Pangalawang bullet ko dyan, prayer. Next, third bullet ko dyan, greetings. Pang-apat na bullet ko dyan, checking of attendance. Then lastly, pang-last bullet ko dyan, review of the past lesson. Dapat meron talagang review para meron tayong tinatawag na connection of the previous topic to the new topic. Sa letter B naman, lesson proper, which is considered to be the most important part of the lesson plan or the lesson plan making process. The famous 4 A's. Diyan yun nakalagay si activity, analysis, abstraction, application. Ito kasi yung maling sagot ng mga estudyante natin. Pag tinatanong, ano ba yung lesson plan ninyo? Huwag nyo sabihin 4 A's yung lesson plan ninyo. Sabihin nyo lang na semi-detailed yung lesson plan ninyo. It means, hindi na siya conversation type, bali instruction type na siya. Kasi yung activity, analysis, abstraction, application, or 4 A's, under lang siya ng lesson proper sa semi-detailed lesson plan. Madami kasi klase ng lesson plan. Meron tayong for semester. Marami din mga types. We have the 4E, yung mga explore. Madami, engage, madami yun siya. Meron din UBD. So ito siya, simple lang siya. Activity, analysis, abstraction, application. Meron pa nga 3 I's, pero wag na yung mga 3 I's, yung introduction, integration. Mas common talaga sa kanilang lahat, itong 4 A's. Idagdag ko lang bago ko i-discuss yan isa-isa, hindi ko na sinali si motivation. Hindi ko sinabing tinanggal si motivation, pero ngayon hindi na ginagamit si motivation because biruin nyo kung kayo ay isang elementary teacher or high school teacher, mostly of the school 1 hour yung kanilang class meeting, pero meron ding iba. On my experience on my high school days, merong mga, kasi I usually transfer school to school, merong ibang school na 15 minutes kada meeting lang. Meron ding iba na dinig ko 45 minutes lang. Biruin nyo yun, 1 hour class discussion. Kung meron pa kayong motivation, you will be instructing your students to rearrange the chairs for that activity, to stand, to sing, to do something. May motivation ka na. Magpapa-activity ka pa. Magpapa-application ka pa. Magpapa-evaluation ka pa. It will really kill your time by just simply telling your students to arrange the chairs. Wag na. Kaya nga, yung activity mo dapat swak na talaga sa objectives mo na related dapat sa topic. Kaya ngayon. So again, this one, the activity, it should be based on the where? Doon sa topic mo. Dito. Yan. Si activity dapat mag-base talaga dyan kay topic. Huwag kang magawa ng activity, kunwari song, sing, dance, just to kill the time. No. This activity must always be related to this topic. Nakadepende na sa inyo kung inductive way ba or deductive way. Ibang discussion na naman yan. From general to specific or from specific to general. Ano bang nandyan sa activity? Simple lang, activity. Activity that will somehow boost their energy before the start of the discussion. Ang nakalagay dapat dyan sa activity is the name of the activity, the instruction of the activity. Kung meron kang groupings, ilagay mo yan, may instructions sa groupings. Kung individual, ilagay mo dyan ang instructions sa individual. How much time you need for that activity. Or kung meron kang mga performance-based, lagyan mo ng criteria. Ilagay mo lahat doon sa activity. Name, instruction, grading mechanism, lahat na nandun, ilagay mo sa activity. But again, remember, activity should always be related to the topic. Ano namang nandyan sa analysis? Analysis is a very simple form of asking your students different kind of question. Meron silang activity. Then malamang you roam around as a facilitator of learning. After the activity, you ask them to present something based on their planning. Through asking them question, you might not even realize nandun ka na pala sa analysis part. Why? Because through asking them question like, what have you learned on your activity? What problems have you encountered? What make you decide to present that way? Who gives more idea on your discussion? Who didn't work in your discussion? What make you come up on this kind of performance? What have you learned? What can you share to the class? Maganong klaseng question, you are already letting your students dig and answer. Analysis na yun siya. You are training the mind of your student to find answer to your question. Nandun ka na sa analysis part. You are trying to connect already or bridging already the activity to the abstraction. So ito yung bridging part. Nagpa-activity ka na related sa topic, analysis, questioning about the activity that will now relate to the abstraction. Sa abstraction kasi, yan talaga yung tinatawag natin na topic of the day. Kung ano yung topic mo sa isang araw, ilagay mo lahat dyan sa abstraction. Mga drawings, mga picture, title ng topic. Example, yung topic mo, cloud. Ilagay mo dyan cloud sa ibabaw. Clouds. Ilalim nun, types of clouds. Ilagay mo cumulus, nimbus, cirrus, stratus, mga definition, mga example, what to do, when it will happen. Mga ganong bagay. It means lahat ng topic mo, ilagay mo mismo dyan sa abstraction. There are two ways to create an abstraction. First, if you are good in questioning, if you keep asking questions sa analysis part, then every group will provide an answer. You connect all of their answer and make it as an abstraction, or you allow your student to create their meaning out of the topic. One way of making an abstraction. Another common way of making an abstraction is that you automatically provide them the information. Yun yung ikaw yung mismo yung magdi-discuss. Yan yung siya sinasabi nila na interaction based. The teacher will discuss, ask question to his or her student, the student will respond, another student will respond, the teacher will now ask further questions. Mga ganung bagay. So interaction will happen mostly on this part and mostly preferred here on the application. So nagpa-activity ka na related sa topic, nag-question ka na related sa activity, kinonect mo siya sa abstraction. Pagkatapos ng abstraction, is there any more question? Further clarification? I believe you are all good now to proceed to our application. From the word application, apply. Application will now answer to the to the second objective, or psychomotor. What can our students do based on what they have learned from the abstraction? Yan na yun siya. Application, anong ilalagay dyan? Another instruction-based type. Ilagay nyo dyan yung instruction ninyo. The teacher will divide the class into 3 groups. The first group will be doing this one, the second group will be doing this one, and the third group will be doing this one. Kung hindi naman siya by group, individual, o ilagay nyo yung instruction by individual. Ito lang yung wag nyo dapat kalimutan. Pag sa application na part, there should always be a rubric. Wag yung gawa-gawa ka lang ng score, nagpa-activity ka, mas trip yung isang grupo, binigyan mo sila ng perfect score. Kahit puros lang patawa, yung isa puros content, pero ang liit ng score kasi hindi ka natawa, wag yung ganun. To be fair and not to be biased to any of your students, you must provide them rubrics before the start of the activity for them to be guided. Saan ba sila magpuput ng effort? Kung meron kang pa-activity na drawing, wala ka nilagay na appealing factor doon, so hindi sila mag-work hard sa appealing factor. So dapat alam nila yung rubrics na gusto mong makita or yung criteria na gusto mong ma-achieve nila. So again, simple review lang ng activity analysis abstraction application. Activity related dapat sa topic, analysis, questioning skills ng teacher na related sa activity na magko-connect sa abstraction. Kasi yung abstraction na yan yung mismong topic of the day. Pagkatapos ng topic of the day, yan yun siyang application. What can now our students do based on what they have learned from the abstraction? So meron ka ng application. Sobrang dali lang yan. Activity, instruction, analysis, All forms of question, ilagay nyo dyan. Abstraction, lahat ng topic ng araw na yun, ilagay nyo dyan. Application, another instruction, then malagyan ng rubrics. Yan lang yun kasimple. Panglima, evaluation. This is now the part where the teachers try to determine if their students really learn something at the end of the meeting. Mostly yung mga nandito ay written form of assessment na lang kasi yung activity-based nagawa na doon sa application na part or sa activity na part. Pero dito, dapat merong clear na instruction of the quiz. Again, na quiz. Where to write, saan ilalagay, 1/4 ba, 1/2, 1 whole. When to submit, kailan may ipasa. Ipasa ba siya or submit ba siya the day after or on that meeting only, mga ganung bagay. Or include the criteria as well kung meron kayong mga essay, may mga critiquing analysis, di naman kaya mga article analysis, lagyan nyo din ng essay. Same na sa application na part. Simple lang yung evaluation. Instruction, if may essay ka, lagay mo yung instruction ng essay. Pag magpa-identification ka, lagay mo yung instruction ng identification. Pag chapter test lang yung gusto mo, chapter review, ilagay mo yung instruction doon. Then how many items, kung matching type, ilagay mo yun doon, lang yan doon. Sobrang dali lang ng evaluation. Pagkatapos ng evaluation, proceed na tayo sa number 5. Assignment. Assignment. Dito sa atin, Pilipinas, homework should be reserved for weekdays only. Hindi talaga weekdays kasi Monday to Thursday lang. Bawal ka na magbigay ng assignment pagka Friday kahit weekday siya na bilong. Kasi pagkatapos nun, weekend siya. Dagdag pa doon, no homework on the weekends because ika nga pa nila, there should be no homeworks on weekends since it interferes with some of their obligations like spending time on their family, having some rest, or study the previous week's topic. Now ask yourself again, bakit ba tayo nagbibigay or bakit ba yung teacher ninyo nagbibigay ng assignment? Pause a moment, try to understand the question. What's the purpose of providing assignment to our student? And the answer is very simple. It is because to extend the learning of our student outside the corners of our classroom. Pero on this one, I always advise to my students not to give the same kind of task on that day sa magiging assignment nila kasi sobrang redundant na yun. Nagpa-activity ka na, nagpa-analysis ka na, nag-discussion ka na, nagpa-application ka na, nagpa-evaluation ka na, nagbigay ka pa ng assignment na related doon, sobrang redundant na, useless na. Dapat kung magbibigay ng assignment related na doon sa next topic, kagaya ng advanced research or advanced study, para meron na silang alam pagpasok nila sa classroom ninyo bukas. Hindi mo na masasabi wala silang alam. Yan yung purpose ng assignment. Extending the learning of our student outside our classroom or outside the vicinity of the school. Not just only to extend but give them an insight as to what will going to happen the next day around. Hindi yung nagbigay ka na ng evaluation on that day. Nagpa-quiz ka na on same topic pa din. Sobrang redundant na, wag na yon. Okay? Pang-anim, closure. Ano ba yung closure? Simple lang. How a teacher summarizes the day's overall activity, overall discussion, and most importantly, how you end the class properly. Same na yan ang relationship. Hindi pwedeng naghiwalay kayo, no communication at all. Walang goodbye. Kaya nga mga bitter yung iba. In closure, a teacher summarizes the day's lesson, meron din dapat ending statement. Ako usually ginagawa ko pagkatapos kong mag-review ng discussion, nasabi ko sa kanila, do you have any further questions? Is there anyone here have concerns? Anything? Suggestions? Comments? Reactions? Wala na ba? O sige, I will tell you some maybe announcement for tomorrow, mga ganung bagay. If wala na talagang question, then I believe you all understand the lesson. Hope you have a nice day ahead. And see you all goodbye. Mga ganung bagay lang. It just simply ending the class with a good statement to remember. For your students to feel happy. Wag lang yung pagkatapos mo discuss, okay, tapos na, goodbye, see you tomorrow. Wag yun ang pangit naman. May ibang teacher, nagbigay lang ng activity. Lumabas, hindi na bumalik. Sobrang pangit noon. Dapat, pagkatapos ng summarization of the topic, they have questions, concerns, clarifications for their comments, reactions. So these are the things you need to do or to bring tomorrow. Some announcement. I believe you all understand the lesson. Hope you have good time this morning. See you all tomorrow. God bless. Mga ganun bagay lang. Simple lang na posture. So ayun, review lang natin ulit. Simple parts ng lesson plan, objectives. Meron silang domains of learning, cognitive, knowledge, psychomotor, skills, affective, values. The subject matter naman, topic, reference, APA format, materials, lahat ng materials na gagamitin sa classroom. Procedure, preparatory activities, naka-bullet type yung anong gusto mong gagawin before mag-start ang klase. Lesson proper naman, yun yung activity na related sa topic. Analysis, questioning part na related sa activity na mag-connect doon sa abstraction. Abstraction, content of the topic. Application, related sa abstraction. What can your students do based on what they have learned from the abstraction? Pagkatapos nun, evaluation, written form, quizzes, true or false question, identification, matching type, essay, short response answer, or sabi pa nga nila, formative form of assessment. Then, assignment, dagdag ko lang, assignment would be better if it is related to the next day's topic. Para alam na ng estudyante ano mangyayari tomorrow. Closure, generalization, and providing an exit statement to your student para hindi hanging yung day's activity. Lastly, I wanted to end this simple discussion with an important quotation. But I kind of feel sorry, I apologize for forgetting to whom was this one came from. Hindi ko nalagay kung kanino to galing kasi hindi nakalagay kung saan ko to binasa sa libro. Pero so sorry talaga. A good plan is worth half done. No matter how good, informative, or creative your lesson plan, it still remains a plan if no one will make it happen. The task now goes back to us teachers as to what kind of method or approach we will be using and how can we always make the days of our learners interesting, engaging, and unforgettable. Once more, God bless us all and stay safe. Thank you.